My name's Gary Griffiths. I'm the vicar of Yulegrave and 3 other little churches in very rural Derbyshire, right in the centre of the Peak District, right in the sort of honeypot area of tourism. My background is from churches that are anything but tourist related, and I'm tourism coordinator for the diocese. I think tourism is becoming increasingly important. We're discovering we get so many people visiting our parish churches, sometimes yes as tourists, but quite often they're just visitors to a funeral, let's say. They come early and they wander around looking at things, not quite knowing what they're looking at sometimes. So my feeling is that we need to engage with everyone, from the person on holiday to the person who's just popped in for 10 minutes, half an hour for a funeral, or just because they feel like it. I think one of the amazing things that many people in Derbyshire don't realise is just how many people come to visit this county, to visit our villages, towns, countryside, so on. And I'm not on for figures greatly, but this is so huge, 30 million visitor days a year. And the fact that churches get a percentage of that, even the tiniest of percentages, is a huge number of people. So we need to, I feel, engage with that as parishes and as a diocese. I think the tourist these days often comes to a place, even if they're fairly local to a county or to a town, via the web, via websites. And so one of the ways we can encourage visitors to come to the county, to come to parishes, is by means of the web and the website. So we're trying to build a website currently that has every parish church in the whole of the county on it. Eventually, it's taking some time, but we're getting there. We do need people to come and offer photographs and little comments about their church so that we can make it live and interesting, to encourage folks to just say, that's a place I want to go to when I go to that village or that town. I think one of the misnomers of my title as tourism coordinator is that a vast majority of people who come to churches do so, as it were, on a whim. They're walking through a village or a town and they see a striking building. Guess what it is? It's a parish church. And just think, oh, we'll go in there. Sometimes that's an easy thing to do. The church is open, they can find their way in and discover history, discover art, discover peace and quiet and a place to be still. And some, maybe with that intent, or maybe they just suddenly realise and find themselves praying. And sometimes people write things down by way of expressing what they're doing, or they light a candle. It's amazing the kind of things that I've found in conversation with the few people I've asked that go on in people's minds and hearts when they walk through a church porch and into the main building. Often you find yourself whispering, going quiet, and a sense of awe and wonder creeping in. And then somehow it just awakens people's sensibilities to God, perhaps, or to just time to reassess where they're at, what's going on in their lives. So one of the things we're wanting to do as a diocese is to encourage every church, whether they think they're on the tourist trail or not, to engage with their visitors better than they have been doing. Some are doing it brilliantly, some not so well, and some hardly at all. To have their churches open if they possibly can, and to make them more welcoming, make the signage more readable, not in Gothic script, please, because it makes us look so Victorian, and we're not. We're 21st century now, though we may have some churches that go back 1,000 years in history. Just to say, come in, take the weight off your feet, have a moment's quiet, see what is in here, and maybe, just maybe, a sense of God will creep in somewhere along the way that they're doing that. And the way we're trying to encourage parishes and PCCs to engage with that is to say, have a website of your own if you can. If you can't, come onto the Dawson website anyway, whether you have or haven't got a website. And we're also providing a toolkit, which is almost growing daily, to enable PCCs, individual vicars, individual people in the congregation to find ways of doing this communicating without creating too much work for themselves, and making it easy and simple, just to say, here we are, come in and welcome. So really we're encouraging people to just engage on every level through the web. As you're looking on the web now, presumably at this broadcast, then it's to go to www.derbyshirechurches.org.uk. You'll find us there and have a look. And if you're a church that isn't on that site, but you need to be, get in touch.